station. Hear the call, the escalation. This is your radio salvation. Go, 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 go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Thoughts Count Anywhere. We appreciate you hanging in there with us. A few technical difficulties getting the audio sorted out, but we are here live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas. I am Aaron Phillips. Scott Hosey, the man behind Power Play Sports Collectibles, to my right. Scott, how are you, sir?
Doing good after a long weekend over at the Boulevard Mall with our events.
Yeah, and to his far right, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Matt Mullen. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
Good. You're sounding like Darth Vader this week, so keep it on that end of the table, please.
It's the coronavirus.
It's the coronavirus.
With Lyme disease.
Exactly. Please pass the lime. Thank you for tuning in on a busy night of wrestling, NXT, and of course AEW is offering up some surprises, which you'll be able to see later on, which we're not going to talk too much about what's going on tonight. We don't want to ruin too much. But nonetheless, we got a world of professional wrestling to talk about. A lot going on, gentlemen. Anything you guys want to get off your chest before we get started with I Hear Voices? Anything on the top of your mind?
Well, I'm usually never opinionated, but
yeah.
I want to thank Matt and Jason, our bell ringer who's not here. I want to personally thank them for going into California and doing LA Fan Fest with The Undertaker and a host of others, including Tessa Blanchard. Thanks for doing that for Power Play.
Yeah,
and,
no problem.
We had our event over at the Boulevard with Wally Joyner and Anderson Hunt. And that went off without a hitch. And I want to thank everybody for attending.
Absolutely. A lot of fun. We want to thank Wally Joyner, which we're going to hear a little bump he did for Power Play Sports, which, by the way, talk about that. We're coming back after hiatus.
Yes. Power Play Sports Collectibles podcast will be airing once again on Saturdays at 8 a.m. with Aaron and myself. And A.A. Ron, our producer, behind the man, the myth, the legend behind the screen. And we'll be talking sports collectibles. We'll do a little bit of advertising and things happening at the Boulevard Mall. And we're definitely going to have fun with it.
Absolutely. So we'll be happy to be back. And, of course, Wally Joyner doing a nice little intro for us. We'll be debuting on Saturday. Okay. We ready to go, guys?
Yes, sir.
Let us begin with I Hear Voices. Vince McMahon. Reportedly done with one Ricochet. Gentlemen, your thoughts?
I can't see why. I mean, obviously putting him in a squash with Lesnar wasn't a great idea in the first place, but the fans are over with Ricochet, so I don't see why he's giving up, or is it just a rumor?
I would hope it's just a rumor. He's like one of the most talented, high flyers in the company.
Absolutely.
And you pair that with a guy like Cedric Alexander, who earlier this year, he had come back more or less. He made an appearance with Roman Reigns to support him during a feud and whatnot. And all of a sudden, Vince McMahon then bailed on Cedric Alexander as well after a short time. And what is it about these guys that basically he loses interest in and then, then the run stops?
Well, I honestly, I think there's too much wrestling for WWE. He doesn't know what to do. It's the guys in the back that are writing it. He's probably getting frustrated. You have a lot of Hollywood producers and backstage agents, which have no wrestling background whatsoever except Hollywood. And we've got Choking Man over here.
I know.
Are you okay? Do you want to? If you need to step out, we can handle this. Okay. But
why don't you step out of the studio till you get that? We still love you.
Yes.
But
Love and kisses.
there you go.
Hurry back. But realistically, I think that he's just got too much out there.
Well, and I agree. A lot of talent, and everybody complains about the fact that Raw is 3 hours long, and I think it should go to 2 hours
Absolutely.
regardless. But now he's got all this talent, which for all intents and purposes, he's just really signed on, mostly believed, to protect from going to the AEWs or the Ring of Honors. That, yeah, just too much
You
stuff.
know what? Focus on what you got. Let
Yeah.
him go. It's sort of like McDonald's. When they were doing hamburgers, French fries, cheeseburgers, milkshakes, and sodas, they were doing great.
Right.
Then they got into McRibs and all those fancy schmancy salads and cafe things, and their stock went.
Yeah,
Done.
exactly. When you spread yourself too thin, you forget about what got you to the dance, as the saying goes.
And I honestly think they could get rid of NXT. I don't
think so?
I don't think they need the show. Get rid of one of the shows.
But I think NXT is actually more over in a lot of ways than Raw and SmackDown are. Look at the reception these guys get in a smaller environment, too.
Smaller environment. I think a lot of marks in wrestling. And for those who don't know what marks are, they're the fans that don't know the inside, workings of the business.
Right.
But they're not getting the crowds. They're getting ratings. But I honestly think they're getting ratings because it's WWE.
Could be.
Because I'm not seeing the talent there that they once had. They've raped a lot of the talent with
Yes.
Baszler gone. Keith Lee's, on his way.
He's not long for
And then
there.
we've got two personal friends that
Right.
are going to skip NXT and go to the main roster. So why do you have NXT? What? Yes, exactly. By the way, I'll share a little story with you when we get
I gotta
to the
disagree with you a little bit on this, though.
Final. Sure. Okay,
'Cause
Johnny.
Oh, jeez.
We miss you, Johnny.
I think they do draw the crowds because usually when they have like a takeover seems to sell out faster than the actual pay-per-view does.
Oh, I agree. But if you look at what they're selling ticket-wise, they're not making money on the shows themselves. They're making it on USA and the advertisers that are
True.
probably having to do packages of advertising with 3 different shows or something of that nature. And
We can relate to that.
yeah, exactly. But realistically, they're not putting butts in seats. And that's really hurting them. That's why you see the hard camera on the ring most of the time. You don't see the rest of the arena. AEW's having the same problem. They're not selling tickets. They can tell you all they want that they're selling tickets. A good promoter will never tell you what's behind the curtain.
Nope.
And realistically, it's not happening. And sooner or later, Tony Khan's money is going to run out. And then, Vince McMahon, his focus is the XFL, which is doing fairly well, to be honest with you. So when does he give up on NXT or SmackDown and go to focusing on 2 shows? Because I think 3 shows, plus you have Saturday shows and you have other shows that he does, with the hour-long main event and all that. Why bother?
To me, I think one thing that I like that AEW does, at least at this point, is their pay-per-views are on a quarterly basis, which makes the pay-per-views that much more special. You have them every month, and we're doing all this other funky stuff from all these specialized pay-per-views, which to me, all you really need, you have already the big 4.
Right.
Stick with those. And I kind of like that. Back in the day when WWE was primarily out of Madison Square Garden, and they had their big events out of the Garden about once every couple of months, that just made the pay-per-view special. And now, with the rumors that they're talking to the ESPNs of the world to now be picking up the rights for those pay-per-views, that's going to then be costing $40 a month or show, whatever it is, instead of the $9.99 we pay now. I think that's going to hurt the pay-per-view value.
Oh, I totally agree with that.
So
But with NXT, I liked it when it was, I'll call it the AAA, the minor leagues.
Yes.
Because you had promise of people coming up, sort of like when Asuka was the pomp and circumstance of her going to the main roster and things of that nature. But then you have the NXT takeover, and Adam Cole shows up here. It's just a mishmash of now another show. So when I'm watching NXT, it's like, none of these people really belong here because they're all on the main roster or pretending to be on the main roster.
our phone number is 702-660-7666. That's 702-660-7666. We would love to hear your opinions on any of the topics we're talking about. If you have a question. Also, Scott is monitoring the chat room. For some reason, I'm not getting the questions and conversations. So if you have questions and stuff in the chat room, Scott is monitoring that. We'll be happy to put your question out there. Before we move on to the next topic, Matt, let's remind everybody what's special about tonight's show.
We're going to give away 2 weekend passes to the Las Vegas Toy Con
coming up next weekend, right?
Next weekend, yeah.
Over at the East Side Cannery.
East Side Cannery.
Yep.
So-
Features Sting, Tessa Blanchard, Rey
Kevin Nash.
Mysterio, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and a bunch of other celebrities.
Oh, yeah, like the Thoughts Count Anywhere crew.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there
And
doing something.
Don't forget, you have, I call it a preview of Mecca
Right.
for FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling. You're going to have, to me, it's a highlight match. You're going to have Chris Bay versus Tessa Blanchard.
That's going to be an amazing
That's an
match.
awesome
Wow.
match. Absolutely. You got the Impact World Champion, Tessa Blanchard, versus the up-and-coming, everybody's talking about, Chris Bay.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be great. By the way, 702-660-7666. We want to welcome our new sponsor to
Yep.
Thoughts Count Anywhere, Axe Hole Throwing. Got to be very careful how you say that around here. We're going to cover one more topic in I Hear Voices. Then we're going to hear from them for the first time. We're going to hear their commercial.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Brody Lee, also known as Luke Harper here in the former WWE world, has either already or is about to sign with AEW, which now reading his name makes me wonder about the special new appearance by somebody on AEW tonight, who we talked about before we went on the air, Jake the Snake Roberts, referencing somebody coming, and maybe it's Brody Lee.
I think everybody thinks it's Matt Hardy, but I agree with you. I think it's Brody.
I can see that.
And because my opinion, once again, I'll give it. If you don't like it, tough.
It's tough.
Yeah. But I was never over with Harper. The only time I ever was when he was with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And, he was part of a monster clan or a group or a faction. I think he needs the support around him, either a good manager or part of a faction. And if Jake's going to be maybe the talking point or the manager, I think that's the only way it works.
By the way, I did a reset on my page. Now I got all the comments coming
That's an
up.
Apple, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's an
Oh,
Android.
okay.
But I want to ban our fan Thomas Burnett because of the comment he put in the chat room. Did you see it?
I've got lots of.
Read the top one on my phone.
Hey, I said it
I
earlier.
know.
Yeah.
Fan
And-
favorite for Johnny Rock.
Yes.
So,
But you have your own mark out there.
you have your
Johnny.
own mark. Justin Chuck, good to see you, buddy. Jason, as always, nice comments. And they don't. Justin really never likes the Saudi shows, and I guess Justin's going to be.
I don't think anybody does.
I know. We'll talk about after
Maybe
what
the
happened.
Saudi prince, that's about it.
Well, he could pay for it. He's got hundreds of billions of dollars. We'll talk about the results of that coming up. But first, this message from our newest sponsor, Axe Hole Throwing. Did you know that axe throwing is a booming sport? It is very easy to learn for all ages as it requires more technique than strength. Axe Hole Vegas brings axe throwing to Fremont Street inside Neonopolis. Availability includes walk-in sessions, parties, corporate events, and more. Unleash your inner Viking. Axe Hole Vegas is located at 450 Fremont Street, Suite 163. Call 702-776-7640. That's 702-776-7640. Where else can you drink beer and throw axes? All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. Aaron Phillips, Scott Hosey, Matt Mullen. Thank you again to Axe Hole Vegas. And by the way, we want to thank the studio. If you're looking on this wide shot, this brand new visual screen right in front of the desk that will also be providing pictures and stuff of all the announcements and sponsors and signings and our logos down in front. So again, Go Live Vegas is continuing to improve the visual effect of having a show here. So we want to thank Go Live Vegas and all they're doing to make our show that much more professional, although we may not be.
Yeah, especially after last week's show. Trust me. A few of our vendors out there, Brian made a comment that we had a little bit too much fun, and whatever we were on, he wanted a piece of it.
Well, we could make money that way. But
Absolutely.
Notice the microphone is working properly this week, and I'm not even touching it. So anyway, let's move on. WWE Report. Latest announcement of the newest member of the WWE Hall of Fame is none other than John Bradshaw Latham, commonly known as JBL. Worth it? Yes? Good decision?
Yeah, definitely a good decision. He's one of the top heels probably ever in the company. And he put a lot of people over, made a lot of great matches, even with like the APA back in the day.
I think APA personally is what put JBL on the map.
Damn.
Ron Simmons. I interviewed Ron Simmons once on a previous show. And great interview. And of course, all you say to Ron Simmons at the end of the interview is, Ron, We got to hear it. So we set him up with a question, gave that long pause, and gave his that signature. And what's great is that thing is so simple to be over. All you got, once he comes into the picture, you hear everybody cheering in the background. You watch the facial expressions, gives one word, walks off, and everybody's satisfied.
No, it's just like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Woo.
Absolutely. But JBL, I mean, when he donned the rich man character after the ABA, the cowboy hat and all of that stuff, I think that really, and he became champ a couple of times, and the feuds he had, like you said, put a lot of people over. I do believe JBL well deserved getting into the WWE Hall of Fame. Some might say, what took you so long at this point? But nonetheless, I'm happy to see get the nod for it.
I totally agree. There's other people that are in the Hall of Fame that should not be in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. But JBL definitely is top notch, and look forward to the induction.
He deserves it, definitely.
Yeah.
Who would you like to see induct him? Would Ron Simmons be?
It has to be.
It's got to be Ron Simmons.
It's got to be Ron Simmons.
Because if I was Ron Simmons, you know what you'd only have to do to come out to say, right? Damn! And he's in, that's all you have to say.
But in the interview, he said it was either Ron Simmons or Eddie Guerrero basically made the JBL character.
He was
if Eddie
involved
was still alive, it'd probably be between those two.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to do it posthumously.
Unless he prepared something beforehand, but that would kind of be
Creepy.
scary. Yes, it would. All right. Next topic. Michelle McCool sends out a tweet basically getting no recognition for the women's revolution because she wasn't included in the WWE list of top 45 champions, which after she called them out, The Undertaker was very unhappy with the quote-unquote updated list, saying it was too little, too late. Thoughts, gentlemen? I, for one, Michelle McCool, would not come to mind as a champ.
I agree. I was going to say tough beep to The Undertaker and Michelle McCool. She is not, to me, the women's revolution, I think, definitely happened after her. I mean, to me, she was part of I'll call it the TNA revolution, with the bra and panties match and the pillow fights. And it's not taking away for her ring work then, but when you hear Hall of Fame or things of that nature, you got to, boom, the name comes to mind and you immediately think that person. And I don't think Michelle McCool is it, and I'm sorry. Hate to upset The Undertaker.
I think if nothing else, though, if The Undertaker is as beloved and as esteemed, obviously, as he is within WWE, I think you almost had to include her so you don't upset The Undertaker in some capacity. I understand when and I agree. I mean, I said it. I was like, I don't remember that she was even a champ. But when you've got probably still, in my opinion, one of the most recognizable characters that may go on forever, let alone the Rocks and the Stone Colds and the Triple H's, The Undertaker, because he will be the last wrestling character that has gone under a true character name and facade, where the other guys are using names and they're not really hiding behind something like that. You almost got to include her just because. Now, maybe not number one, but certainly somewhere in that list, in my opinion.
When you bring your wife into the workplace, you need to separate work and family life.
I guess that's true. I guess that's a fair point.
I mean, he can have his own opinion about his wife, and
sure.
God bless him, and it probably makes, happy wife, happy life, but sorry.
Justin is in agreement. Michelle was subpar at most. 702-660-7666. That's 702-660-7666. Matt, just give us a nod when you want to throw out the first set of tickets for an opportunity. So you just
Let's do it.
Let's do it. You want to do it now?
I'm ready for the question.
Okay. So it's a trivia question. Jot down 702-660-7666. You must call in. We will not accept answers in the chat room. Okay. Fire away.
NECA just released a figure of Kevin Nash from one of his iconic movie roles.
Wow.
Wait a minute. How? Wait a minute. Okay. Either that person is jumping.
Stop with the question.
I didn't even tell anybody.
This is going to be like Family Feud. You hit the buzzer too early.
Okay. Thank you for calling Thoughts Count Anywhere. Who's this, please?
This is Derek.
Derek, are you calling in for those tickets?
Yes, sir.
Well, you got to answer a trivia question.
Oh, boy.
All right, so I'll tell you what, we were going to give it and have people call in, but since you're on the line, Matt, why don't you ask him the question? Let's give Derek a shot anyway. Derek,
All
here's
right.
the question.
NECA just released a Kevin Nash action figure from one of his iconic movie roles. Which character was it?
Super Shredder.
There you go.
Is
You
that
have
right?
won the tickets.
Wow, look at that Super
Hell
Shredder.
yeah.
Good job, Derek. Holy cow. Who needs Google when you got Derek?
That was like a 0.1 second delay.
Not even. He did, there wasn't even a breath in there. Good job, Derek.
Absolutely.
So what does he have to do to get the tickets?
Just get in contact with me on the Facebook page.
Okay.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks, guys.
Hey,
Is this,
Derek.
is this Magic Derek?
Yes.
Got it. Now I know who it is. We know who it is. Derek is amateur magician.
Oh.
And myself,
Well, he certainly pulled that answer out of a hat,
kidding.
didn't he?
And myself being part of the IBM.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, he always comes and shows me some
Right
stuff.
on.
Yeah.
Derek, thank you so much, man. Send Matt a message to our Facebook page, and we'll see you at ToyCon.
Now, Ray Sanders put in there, JBL shouldn't be a Hall of Famer. Ray, give us your opinion.
Yeah, we'd love to know why,
Yeah.
Ray. Give us a call, 702-660-7666. There's one more set of tickets.
Thomas is giving you an order.
Well, I have a message here from our producer to remind everybody to download the Go Live Vegas app if you can't watch us. Watch Count Anywhere podcast is available there. We were trying YouTube, but I think that's what blew up our audio before. Periscope, Twitter, you name it. We're now live on multiple different locations. Now, WWE backstage that he's medically cleared to wrestle. He is just waiting on creative. Now, what do you...
I guess.
Yeah, technically. You got to umbrella it under medically. So
Yes.
what do you see him coming back in? How? What Goldberg up until WrestleMania? Now, maybe afterwards, but not right away. Not right away. But realistically, where do you think... does he get involved with Randy Orton with all of this stuff? Because
I
of what
would
he
say
did with
that's a
Matt?
logical thing because, but they're not going to mention Matt, but everybody will assume it's because of Matt.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I wonder if they might keep him off TV for a little while just to let the Matt stuff die down, because I'm sure the delete chants are going to be out of this world. And
Could be a possibility. He's already been off TV for over a year.
yeah,
And what was his nickname and all of that? It was Brother Nero, wasn't
Brother
it?
Nero,
So
yeah.
you could see that coming back for sure. Okay. WrestleMania match is made official. Roman versus Goldberg and The Fiend versus John Cena, among a couple of others. But those are the two big ones coming out of the Saudi Arabia show. First of all, your thoughts on Goldberg winning the title.
If you're worried about ESPN Plus getting my money, they're not. I'm sorry. To me, I look at this and I'm like, this is the after SummerSlam card. It's so nobody wants these matches. I think Jason only wants the Cena versus Fiend, but I mean, to me, those aren't key matches. And Goldberg winning the belt, I mean, after that debacle he had last time with Undertaker, I'm sorry, why risk it? You're now putting your top title on a guy who, in my opinion, could never wrestle. Ask Bret Hart.
In Goldberg, you're talking
Yes, Goldberg.
Okay.
And, hey, if you want and Justin, I think Justin agrees with me. Matt?
I totally agree with you. There was no point of making Goldberg the champion.
about. I'll tell you why they did. This is my opinion. I've read some information on it, and I'm convinced of this. Simply because they will finally be able to cheer Roman Reigns after all these years by beating Goldberg. Because it is believed that Goldberg at WrestleMania will not be the fan favorite. He'll get booed for beating The Fiend.
Goldberg was already getting booed on
Right.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's being positioned in that heel direction.
True.
And after all these years of Vince trying to build Roman up over the last 5 years and the great reception he's received since coming back, what better way to build him back up but by beating Goldberg? Because had he beat The Fiend, and as beloved as The Fiend was and is today, that could have worked backwards for Roman Reigns.
Well,
So he's basically just holding the title for a couple of months.
Exactly. But the problem is, Roman had the belt, and to his unfortunate opinion, a subpar wrestler. And Vince, if you're listening, good creative writing, you could play that Fiend Roman Reigns thing for the next 6 months. And who cares if both are faces or both are heels? Heel versus face. You put Fiend versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, that is your Super Bowl. You have some kind of...
Now, how about the ladies' matches that we're all anticipating, which have not been made official, right? You have Becky putting her title up, right, against Baszler, right?
There's almost no.
You know Shayna's going to win. Now, they originally were talking about 3, and I know we're jumping ahead because Elimination Chambers this week, this Sunday, there were supposed to originally be 3 Elimination Chamber matches. They got rid of the men's. They're keeping the women's and the tag team one.
Yeah.
And, of course, the Street Profits just won this past Monday. But they got rid of the men's chamber, and I'm because obviously the Universal title now is already figured out, and you have Brock versus Drew. I think it's smart they got rid of the men's. They had no reason for it.
I honestly think maybe they could have put Goldberg, Roman Reigns, Fiend, Lesnar,
Why not?
and Drew McIntyre. I'd watch that. I'd pay ESPN to
And
watch.
combine the 2 different belts.
Absolutely.
Not a
maybe
bad idea.
winner comes out, is your champion,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get back to what you should be, WWE, 1 title, because I'm sorry, a world title and a universal title.
Which is the more? There was one time that the world title, the WWE belt, was prestigious,
More prestigious. Now it's not.
right?
Titles mean nothing.
Titles mean nothing. I totally agree with that. So
I
all
miss
right.
the old like winged eagle belts and
I'll have
I
one-
like the actual like
You just don't like the color
custom
change,
like regular belts instead of
the logo color
the
change.
same
Yeah.
same thing,
I have a double wing
different side plates.
belt at home. I can bring it in for you next week if you'd like.
I don't know why you don't have your world championship of the voice.
I'm waiting for it to come in. Still hasn't come in yet.
Okay, because I'm going to pin you right here and take that title.
It's not the 24/7 title, dude.
It's the 1 hour title on Wednesday nights.
Exactly. All right, next topic. Do we really want to go over Super Showdown?
It sucked.
Okay.
It was awful.
It was. All right. Although we did come out with new SmackDown champs, Miz and Morrison did win the title against New Day, and then they go out the following week on that next night, and they lose in a non-title match. So go figure. Okay.
Well, they're
For the
playing.
Roman versus Goldberg match at WrestleMania, there should be like a Vegas prop bet of over/under spears.
Oh, there's no question.
Got
This
like
could-
10.
Yeah, this could be the Battle of Spears. You know what? Maybe we ought to just come up with one of our own going into WrestleMania. Our own, like,
Dustin, you're really opinionated
what is
tonight.
he saying tonight? Super shots. Thoughts on that?
Eh.
Getting into the ring?
They're entertaining, like and like doing the backstage stuff, but
Right.
they're also very good wrestlers.
Who would you
and-
compare them to as a tag team?
New Day.
Yeah, I'd say New Day. They're about as good in the ring as they are out of the ring.
But
Okay.
we already had a New Day. You had the funny characters and things like that. So now you have 2 tag teams doing that. I don't know. Writing.
So now it's a rerun New Day.
Yes. Rerun.
Asuka apparently has an injured wrist, which is why she did not wrestle this past week on television. She was at on the side of the ring with
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane. Thank you very much. Will she be ready for Elimination Chamber? She's not in the chamber, right?
Yeah,
Is
she's
she in
in
the, she's in
yeah,
the
she's
women's
in the
chamber. That's
chamber.
right. So will she be ready? She's got ligament damage or something wrong with her wrist.
She should be. I'm pretty sure that's why they kept her off Raw, just in case. Give her a couple more days to rest.
Anything that you think will be long-term sustaining for her?
No, I see the whole Elimination Chamber ending in like 10 minutes anyway, with Shayna just obliterating the 5 of them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, because we know the outcome. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
that's bottom line.
Yeah.
There. Now, we didn't even talk about Bailey for her next title defense is what, Naomi? Is that, I mean, who's she going up against for her next title defense? Bailey.
My favorite wrestler is whoever's going against Bailey. Get the title off of her already.
Because they haven't really announced anything for Bailey for WrestleMania as of yet. Everything's been Becky and Baszler, right? And then everything has also been Charlotte down in NXT. That the women's title down there may be on WrestleMania,
Oh, my God.
but they haven't really talked much about the Bailey's belt.
I would have liked to see, Charlotte versus Bailey.
I've already seen that like
I was
10
gonna
times.
say-
Yeah, but
again?
it at least it's better than, I'm sorry, down in NXT, no.
Rhea Ripley's awesome.
Yeah, but she belongs on the main roster. She's one of those ones that belong up on the main roster, not in NXT. To me, Charlotte going back down NXT is like AAA. What do you go? You send your goalie down or your hot hitting first baseman down to hit a bunch of home runs.
I'm sorry.
That's WWE just trying to say that NXT is like the third brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I just read Justin's message in there. Do you see what
Yes.
he wrote in there? Oh my God! Can we just name Kairi Sane And Asuka need to be renamed Kung Flu.
Yeah, and with him next to us coughing right now, I'm a little worried. I already missed a week because I was sick.
Justin, my title belt is not one up for grabs, and it is one that I can't wait to display once I get it.
Buys his own title.
I do. I'm like the $1 Million Man. I bought my own title. Only I don't have a Virgil. Maybe I should take applications for a Virgil. But actually, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little sneak peek. If you guys go to my Facebook page, my Aaron Phillips public figure page, and you see my logo, that'll tell you what the main plate's going to be on the belt. All right. Before we move on to indie news, or we'll save those last couple of segments, I want to talk about Drew McIntyre and Brock this past week. Let us step aside and let us reintroduce to our listening audience into the TCA world our new sponsor, Axel Vegas. Did you know that axe throwing is a booming sport? It is very easy to learn for all ages as it requires more technique than strength. Axel Vegas brings axe throwing to Fremont Street inside Neonopolis. Availability includes walk-in sessions, parties, corporate events, and more. Unleash your inner Viking. Axel Vegas is located at 450 Fremont Street, Suite 163. Call 702-776-7640. That's 702-776-7640. Where else can you drink beer and throw axes? Okay, thank you, Axel Vegas. We appreciate you becoming part of the Thoughts Count Anywhere family. Again, check them out down on Fremont Street in Neonopolis. A lot of fun down there, and we appreciate them for coming on board and being part of our family.
Do you get to bring your own targets? I've got a few people I'd throw out there.
I was going to say, a few faces. That should be something we tell them to do, is print pictures out of people.
Absolutely.
It's not a bad idea. Unfortunately, we'll probably see TCA faces in there. Anyway, okay, one other topic under WWE before we go to the Indie Report. Let's talk about Drew McIntyre and Brock for Monday night. In my opinion, I think Brock's going to walk. Not Brock. I think Drew's going to walk out as champion at WrestleMania. Just my prediction.
I sure hope so.
You know, too much. Yeah, I'm tired of Brock holding the belt on a part-time basis. Great job with the Claymore kicks and everything. And I'll tell you what,
he laid one on.
Give Brock his due because the man knows how to sell.
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Terrific. But then you picked up something that was heard over the cameras. That was said, Matt.
Oh, it's kind of funny when he Claymore kicked him on the ramp. Mm-hmm. He was over him like screaming something, and you hear Brock clear as day say, "Hey, grab the belt." And that's when he grabbed the belt and put it over his head, and then he went towards the back.
Are you trying to say that Lesnar's calling the match?
Called that little spot.
Yeah,
I don't know about the match. But.
And you know what? It may have been something that in the excitement Drew forgot to do.
Yeah, he's still green. I mean, he's only been in the business a few years.
Yeah,
so.
Especially coming back his second. You know, here's something, I digress again. I feel bad for Heath Slater. Because everybody may not remember, a lot of people may not remember, Heath, Jinder, and Drew were 3MB.
Yep.
Three-man band, baby.
Right. Lower than the mid-card level type of talent.
Yes.
Okay? Drew McIntyre gets fired. Jinder gets fired. They go away for a couple of years. They come back. Here you got a former champion in Jinder Mahal on many belts. You got Drew doing what he's done. Why is Heath Slater not getting the love? I mean, after all, he's got to feed his children.
He's got kids.
He's got kids.
But yet Ricochet's fired?
And yet Ricochet, right, exactly.
Or
So
not getting a push?
I don't get it. Yes, Thomas, thank you. That voiceover guy for that commercial does have a bright future, doesn't he? Yes, Justin. I am the kind of guy that would buy a championship belt for himself.
Thank you. Justin and I are
Because
agreeing
at-
on almost everything
Because
tonight.
at 55, I'm not stupid enough to think I'm going to get in a ring to do anything but pull a hamstring. That's why. I'll buy my own belts. Anyway.
Isn't R-Truth damn near 55?
He might be. Ron Killings. I would not be surprised. If you know the age of Ron Killings, let us know. By the way, are we getting close? When do you want to do the second giveaway? Let me know.
Okay.
Just jump in there. All
We
right.
got 15 minutes.
Well,
or
we have
plus-
15 minutes plus 6.
plus overtime.
Plus 6.
We're going to go long like Raw.
That's what we're going to hope you set your DVRs for the extension. Indie news. Go for it. Mecca 6.
Mecca 6 is going to be at Sam's Town Live next weekend after ToyCon, which will feature Tessa Blanchard, Daga, Chris Masters, Chris Bay, Hammerstone, TJP, and many, many more.
Kenny King will be there. I
Kenny King.
saw that in the announcement. Willie Mack, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yep. You gotta. I don't know how Joe's putting this blockbuster card together, but he is, and everybody. That place should sell out.
I would hope so. I know the first row seats are sold out.
First row.
First
Yeah.
row.
That's it. It's all he's selling.
I'm sure there's plenty more,
No,
but
of
those
course.
are always the first to go.
Of course. All right. So exciting there for March 15th. Now, BVW is participating on April 2nd. BVW Viva Las Fisted, Thursday, April 2nd at Jammy-Land on Main Street. BVW is participating in this event, but I will share with you this past Sunday, for those of you who did not make it, we had a great card down at the Sahara Event Center. Saturday, April 12th is the next card. It is Easter Sunday, but it'll be down at the Sahara Event Center. Let me just say this, that the highlight or the big news was in the main event when the tag team titles were retained by Sky High, but then Kevin Duckets, who won the Fighting Champion belt, which was basically equivalent to a Money in the Bank kind of agreement, came out and he was making a play for the tag belts by himself. And then all of a sudden, music hit of a familiar performer, former champ, Leon Hayter, made his return to BVW. And what looked like a face-off again between Leon and Kevin Duckets quickly turned when the shirts were revealed that the Players Club had reformed. And Leon and Kevin, within about 3 minutes after a brutal match that Sky High and High Risk had, they are now the new Big Valley Wrestling Tag Team Champs, the Players Club, Kevin Duckets and Leon Hayter. Because the last time we saw Leon Hayter, he had gotten a cinder block over the head by Kevin Duckets. So maybe Leon is feeling the effects still of that to all of a sudden be teaming back up.
Knock some sense into him.
Something.
Took the line right out of my mouth.
Or I don't know if it knocks some sense into him or he's still under concussion protocol, but to be teamed up with the guy who did that, I don't know.
Do you feel the love?
I'm telling you, just crazy. But anyway, that's the big news.
I just want to know whoever made
ahead.
this show called Viva Las Fisted.
Yeah, I
if
think
it ain't
Justin-
sponsored by like the Adult Superstore or something.
Well-
they did this all wrong.
It took us 47 minutes not to go down this road.
I'm always down to go down this road.
Well, let me share this. Dirty.
Can you explain this?
Yes, Dirty Ron McDonald is a gentleman who wrestles out of California. He's at BVW. Now he's bringing his brand of wrestling to Vegas with a couple of shows throughout the year. And this is actually a show that is his organization, and some of BVW's wrestlers will be performing at that card. Unfortunately, I am not available to go there to do commentary. I don't know if they're doing commentary that night, but that's where the alignment comes from. It's from, and we're going to actually have him on TCA.
You're not going to be available to get fisted that night.
I was just going to say, it's still not explaining the name, okay?
Ladies and
you're
gentlemen,
trying real hard.
I have noticed I'm trying to be the good boy this week. And
Well,
these guys
Since Matt started, I'll finish. Tag in?
tag
Okay,
in.
all
Oh,
right.
my God. Ryan says he just got out of AEW. So that means he attended, didn't he? Okay, so that's the indie news there. AEW and Impact news. Gentlemen, why don't one of you start off with the first topic there if you'd like?
I don't know if you guys saw the Revolution pay-per-view, but I caught about 9/10 of it. It was actually a really, really good show.
It was.
Especially when Super Showdown was the same week. It just made AEW look like the greatest thing on planet Earth.
Look better, right?
That Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks was definitely a great tag team match.
Absolutely. And then for those who don't know, John Moxley, Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call him today, is now AEW World Champion. I'm so shocked. There's a tour coming up, and, you know, obviously the lead singer needs to go do something. So, but he'll be back with another flashy jacket.
My goodness
Oh, yeah.
gracious. Oh, by the way, I want to remind everybody, if you have a minute, be sure to like us on Twitter, the Thoughts Count Anywhere podcast. We're actually live for the first time through Twitter. So go out there and like our page on Twitter and stay informed there. Okay.
Johnny's replying to his fandom love.
Is he?
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes, Johnny's
There
doing,
you go, yes.
Johnny's working on his work schedule right now, and so that's why he hasn't been here. And yes, Thomas, as soon as that all clears up, he will be back in studio with us, and maybe next week, the week after, but we'll bring the little head if he doesn't show up.
When you find a job in parts unknown, your schedule
Oh,
is unknown.
trust me, I know that
I know.
completely.
I know. All right, next topic. Let us go into AEW and Impact News. Oh, wait, we just did that. I'm sorry. There was one other topic there. Matt Hardy, we saw this today, wasn't it? He posted that video with the Young Bucks in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
He obviously doesn't know what 9 a.m. is because I was on at 9 a.m. and Pacific, Eastern, whatever you want to call it. Matt, get a watch. Or is time ticking?
What was the basis of that video? Because I did not see it. I just saw the stills in the
It's
report.
basically him and, burying, in my opinion, burying his soul or his character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then car drives up and out walk the Bucks at
There
the
you
end.
go.
And then
There
it
you go.
immediately cuts to black. So obviously, Justin, you are on point tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of AEW news, since I didn't put it on there, of MJF flipping off the kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little much.
That's crazy. 7-year-old, but the 7-year-old flicked him back, and MJF jumped out of the ring and took a step, and everybody was laughing. Anyway, oh boy. Oh my goodness. Boy, Justin asked Johnny a rather interesting question, which I will not repeat on the air. It's in the chat room. You could visit.
Why
there.
not? He just wants to know the name of the pay-per-view. Or BVW's card.
Diary Tessa Blanchard released. What is that about?
It was basically the behind the scenes of the day she won the World Heavyweight title and how she got there. It was actually a really good watch. I suggest everybody go watch it.
Absolutely. And by the way, there's a season 2 of what is the documentary?
Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes,
You got to watch that.
I saw the preview on Twitter. I watched it, and I reshared it to my Facebook page. I can't wait for this season. Chris Benoit and many others, New Jack. This is going to be a hot season, too. I can't wait till they start showing them the shows. All right. Yeah, that's that. So how about we do this? Before we go into pop culture news, why don't we step aside to hear once again from our new sponsor, Axhole Vegas.
Did you know that axe throwing is a booming sport? It is very easy to learn for all ages as it requires more technique than strength. Axhole Vegas brings axe throwing to Fremont Street inside Neonopolis. Availability includes walk-in sessions, parties, corporate events, and more. Unleash your inner Viking. Axhole Vegas is located at 450 Fremont Street, Suite 163. Call 702-776-7640. That's 702-776-7640. Where else can you drink beer and throw axes?
All right, welcome back to Thoughts Count Anywhere. We appreciate it. All right.
Thomas is really sucking up to you tonight, isn't he?
Yes, Thomas is loving the voiceover guy on that commercial for Axhole Vegas. He's really good, that guy on that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, all
It's
right.
all right.
So is $100 bill. Matt,
Hey now.
go for the next set of tickets.
All right, let's give away one more set of tickets to the Las Vegas Toy Con.
702-660-7666, but please wait until the question is asked.
Or you'll be disqualified.
Yeah, we made an exception, but
Yes.
go for it. 702-6, it's on the screen right now. Go.
Peter Cullen is a voice actor who is going to be at Toy Con, and he's known for one. He does a lot of voices, but he's known for one very iconic voice in the cartoons and movies. Which voice is that?
All right.
Darth Vader.
702-660-7666.
Speaking of another Toy Con that's coming up, you're about to be broke when your wife finds out.
Yeah, I know. It's got all the
Mandalorian people.
Mandalorian people, and then the Transformers.
Any
yeah.
Toyotas?
Yeah, there's Toyotas too.
Really? Check out Justin's message there that just flew in. Those of you who are loving the
Oh my God.
those of you loving the voiceover guy on that commercial, I understand he just came out with his own playing cards, trading cards.
It's called trading cards, not
trading
playing
cards.
cards.
Playing. Hey, by the way, do you sell the sleeves for cards?
Yes, I do.
I need some. You need 50 of them. Well, 48
Because you gave away or you rubber banded.
No.
them, or-
I actually have them in a box, but at the at BVW show this past week, someone was gracious enough. They had 2 so that they can put them on the table without getting ruined. But this way, I can.
Oh, they needed coasters to put their drinks on.
Ouch.
You build
Power Play
you-
Sports has been canceled, ladies and gentlemen.
You make your own trading cards.
Well,
You
buy
buy
my
your
own
own
belt.
championship belt.
well,
But
listen.
you got a great voice.
Well,
How's
that's
that?
right. Listen, if I don't love me some, who else is going to love me?
Johnny.
Pop culture news coming our way.
Don't forget, I've got the signing in
signings.
2 weeks. Brian Pillman, son of the Brian Pillman, who is like one of the hot commodities on the indie circuit, will be signing autographs.
No, that's just welcoming Johnny through chat room.
Oh, okay.
That's not the sign. We still have a little extra time before he hopefully doesn't show up.
Exactly, because he's going to be looking for Goldberg, I guess.
Yes, and I've been told I look like Goldberg. So.
And matter of fact, our lovely producer over there, A.A. Ron, is putting up the flyer there for the Brian Pillman signing over on...
so what's the date of that?
March 15th, Sunday, which is the same day as Mecca. So come on down before you go to Mecca and meet Brian Pillman over at the Boulevard Mall, Power Play Sports Collectibles.
We still don't have the phone line ringing yet for our trivia question, so let's give it again.
Peter Cullen was the iconic voice of what TV and movie character?
Google.
First caller, 702-660-7666. We'll get that second pair of tickets. Okay, pop culture. Coronavirus scare has canceled Emerald City Comic-Con, and Arnold Schwarzenegger Health and Fitness Expo also has been postponed. Most sports are telling athletes not to sign autographs or shake hands with fans. I find interesting about that tidbit. If you go to a baseball game, most players already have their batting gloves on anyway.
Yeah.
True, but then they, touch their face and things like that. I can see the being cautious and things like that, but and I'm not taking away anything with the coronavirus. It is, it's a horrible virus. Right now, they don't know what it's doing, but we've got 6 deaths in the U.S., which I definitely agree with. But we also had how many thousands die of the flu this year?
Yeah.
I mean, just take it, for what it is, and wash your hands. Be careful where you're eating at buffets or restaurants. Just make sure the utensils. Do the common sense things. If you're coughing, leave the studio.
We mean the room.
Yes.
But no, I mean it is something. I mean, there's talk about the Olympics possibly being postponed.
Absolutely.
There was even talk of WrestleMania possibly because there's some coronavirus concerns that are down there. WWE in Tampa. WWE actually just had a meeting, I think, before Raw's show this week, talking to the wrestlers about how to protect themselves against the virus
True.
and what to do. So, in a way, to me, it's common sense stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cough, cover your mouth. You sneeze, get a tissue. Especially after you cough and sneeze into your hand, wash your hands. Get some of that antiseptic stuff on your hands.
If you can find it in the stores. They're the
That's
ones making
hard
the money.
to find right now.
All of that stuff is people were spotted pulling out of like the Costco's and Sam's with pallets of water. Like we're going to be stuck in some bunker or something for months
It's like
on end.
Y2K all over again.
Yes.
Y2J?
Why-
Oh.
Did you hear in Canada there's a toilet paper shortage?
Go on the mic. Let him hear you, dude.
Yes.
Just do it. Do it. I command thee.
I forgot which mic it is. There
Oh,
we go.
well-
No, I heard that. Oh, we got a phone call, but I heard that there was a toilet paper shortage in Canada because of it.
Oh my. That we got to wipe that up. All right, we have a phone caller on the line for our. Notice I skirted right past that.
Yes, exactly.
For our second set of ToyCon tickets, who's on the phone, please?
Leanne,
Leanne. How are you, Leanne?
I'm doing okay.
Just doing okay. You should be doing great now that you have an
Yeah.
opportunity
I
to
think
win
she
tickets.
came in for your voice.
Did you come in for my voice,
Yeah.
Leanne?
I did.
Leanne, I am your father. No, sorry. Anyway, thank you for.
That's creepy. Very creepy.
You have
Leanne,
to edit that part
yeah,
out.
edit that.
That will not show up on Facebook for sure. We'll get kicked off again.
Wait a minute. You're not. Are you married?
What are you
Well,
doing?
no, because
No.
no. See, then I can't get in trouble with her husband. She may have a boyfriend, but I'm not as worried about.
Does your wife listen to
No,
this show?
I'm not.
You have no. You're
We
not.
have audio evidence
You
now.
wait a minute. Wait, Leanne, you're not tied to anybody. Is what you're saying?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
And
Next
the
on the
sa-
dating game.
And the safety with what you just asked me, Scott, is the fact: does my wife listen? No. Do you think I'd be stupid enough to say stuff like this if my wife
She
were
is now
listening?
one of our 22,000 viewers.
Who's
Now
that?
recorded
Your
on
wife.
the internet, Aaron.
That's why Polaroids were great in college.
And now we have podcasts of shows. Okay, Leanne, we digress. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Matt. See if you can answer his question for the tickets. Go, Matt.
Peter Cullen was known for one major iconic voice in TV and movies. Which one was it?
Optimus Prime, Transformers.
Is that
Ding,
correct?
ding, ding, ding.
There you go.
Why
We
do you
need a
think
bell.
I gave the hint of Transformers earlier.
Oh, my goodness. Leanne, congratulations for winning the second pair of tickets to ToyCon. Matt, please tell her how she gets the tickets.
Just message us on Facebook, and I will get them to you.
Or call
Okay.
Aaron's personal
Or
line.
call Aaron's
Or
cell
call-
phone. I will give to you off air.
Yeah.
Or
The,
Leanne.
the only one at the table that's available is right
Although,
over here. Yeah.
Leanne, you can contact me personally, and I'll come and deliver them to you.
That sounds good.
Oh!
I'm telling Chris Hansen.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Leanne, for listening. We appreciate
Thank
you a lot.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, there you go. 2 sets of tickets tonight given away. I now have a new fan in Leanne. Okay, so
Justin, you really need
Justin
to-
and Thomas, we've gone off the rails. Thomas, we have not gone off the rails as much as we did last week. And
That was
no,
off the chain.
you don't want to be glad you stayed home. Let's face it, you'd have a pretty good time if you were still here in studio with us.
Yeah, there's a black couch over in the corner.
And just so you know, we have 68 comments already because of this.
Excellent. Well, that's because of this.
Wonderful.
Justin, I am not going to further that question to Leanne. I'm going to leave that right there in the chat room. All right.
69 now.
Nobody else comment.
Can we
Chat is closed.
Can we? I was going to say,
Chat room
let's-
is closed.
Let's shut it down. All right, a few more pop culture topics since we're going to go over for a few minutes. Here we go. New Batmobile unveiled. I saw the pictures of it today. I am not impressed. It's just a souped up.
It looks like a Dodge Charger.
Yeah, and I'm not impressed.
And
I don't like it.
Batman's not a superhero.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is.
All right.
Don't tell me that
I know.
because I'm Batman.
I know you are.
Never seen Aaron Phillips and Batman in the
Leanne,
same room. have you?
Leanne, he's got a mask and a cape.
I do my best work at night, gentlemen.
That's not what your wife
Naked.
said.
Anyway,
I heard it's usually Wednesdays between 7 and 8.
exactly right.
Hey, Ron, can you packages show up and last the last 5
Package.
minutes?
Don't talk about my package.
and send it to his wife
Oh
because
my God. Justin wants to know how many comments were specific about one topic. We'll let that go right
yes,
there.
exactly.
Hey, by the way, John Candy, I wanted to mention this. This was his, and I forgot the number. I think his 26th anniversary
Yeah, I
since he
believe that's
passed,
right,
right?
yeah.
And his kids are putting together a memorial to 26 years. And I remember when it broke, he was in the middle of filming that movie, not Great Outdoors, but it was the Canadian movie with Canadian Bacon and the neurotic comedian. I could see his face, and I don't know why I can't come up
They're
with
all neurotic.
Okay, that's very true.
are your
Richard,
hands?
he's from New York originally. God, I could see him. But anyway, in the middle of filming that is when he died. And such a I loved his films. Some of them sleepers, some of them you wish he never did. But I think one of his most memorable were Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Where are your hands? Between two pillows.
That was funny. Funny line with Steve Martin. And John Candy, I don't think...
Two of the greatest, in my opinion.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
if you haven't seen that Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, it is a definite watch along with The Jerk.
It is... The movie,
all I need
the movie
is
was...
this lamp.
That's right. And this game and this TV remote.
Yes.
Okay.
Special purpose.
Last topic. Garth Brooks announces as first concert to be held at Allegiant Stadium.
It's going to cost me on March 13th. That's for damn sure.
Is that when it is?
No, that's where the
The tickets go on sale?
yeah.
Okay, there you go. I'm not a country fan, so don't go by me when it comes to Garth Brooks, but I don't know. Is that a good get for the very first concert at the stadium?
Absolutely, especially
It's
for
gonna
this
sell
town.
out
Oh, it'll sell out.
for
Well,
sure.
first of all his other concert shows, I looked it up today, are sold out. They're all stadium shows.
Yeah.
Everyone's sold out. North Carolina sold out. He'll sell out probably in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
Easily.
I'm like I said, I'm not a country fan, so
I think it's definitely going to sell out. It's going to be a good show.
I have a
Hopefully,
funny-
if they're not astronomically high, I want to go.
I have a funny feeling I know who the first ticket purchase is going to be by the man to my right.
I think it's $69.95 or so. What Garth always did was keep the ticket prices low,
Right.
And they were all the same price. And it's when you
Low
bought your
places.
ticket, yeah. But no, it's very good for the consumer, the fan of Garth Brooks. He always had like the box sets at Walmart, very reasonably priced. that people can afford things. I got to respect them for that.
Okay, Justin, great comment in there to end us here. If you haven't seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where the heck have you been? Great, because now it's come out during the holiday season
Yes.
quite often. Okay, a couple things I want to mention. Thank you to Axhole Vegas for joining in. We have a couple of new sponsors that'll be appearing with us come March or for April and May. So big news happening there. Signings down at the store, Power Play Sports Collectibles. Again, 8 a.m. this Saturday. We are back on the air. We'll reshare all of that information. 10 a.m. Saturday is the debut of a brand new podcast called Our House, Our Voice, the Fancast, brought to you by the Fan Action Nation, which I am going to be the voice of. It's a brand new movement for any sports fans out there. Check it out at jointhefan.com or the Fan Action Nation on Facebook, followed by Twin Brothers from Different Mothers at 12 p.m. Pacific. A lot of great things.
Oh, no.
I'm going to Popeyes.
A lot of great things going on here. GoLive.Vegas. We appreciate you all for joining us tonight. Please reshare us. Gentlemen, have your quick good nights before the Fiend gets us.
Good night, folks.
Good night. I'm out.
Have a good night, everybody, from all of us here at Thoughts Count Anywhere. Thank you for watching.